Hey history buffs! Today, let's dive into the captivating world of ancient Greek mythology and how these myths shaped Greek society. Long before science and textbooks, the Greeks turned to stories. These myths weren't just for amusement, they were the lens through which people understood life. They explained the origins of the world, nature, and the human condition. Greek mythology was everywhere, in temples, homes, theaters, and streets. It influenced everything from religion and politics to education and morality. Religion and mythology in Greece were inseparable. There were no holy books, just rich, colorful stories about gods, heroes, and life's mysteries. People didn't just believe in gods like Zeus or Athena, they lived their lives around them. These gods had personalities, strengths, and flaws, making them relatable. Every city had its patron deity. Athens honored Athena, while Sparta leaned toward Artemis. Public festivals, temple ceremonies, and even military decisions were influenced by these divine figures. Ignoring or insulting the gods was believed to bring disaster to entire communities. Without telescopes or labs, the Greeks used myths to explain their world. Natural events like crop failures or storms had divine reasons. For instance, the changing seasons were due to Persephone's time in the underworld and her mother Demeter's mourning. Earthquakes, that was Poseidon striking the earth in anger. Greek myths were also packed with moral lessons. The story of Icarus, who flew too close to the sun, warns against pride. Narcissus, who fell in love with his reflection, serves as a cautionary tale about vanity. Prometheus, who gave fire to humanity and suffered for it, explores themes of sacrifice and defiance. Leaders understood the power of these stories. Many claimed descent from heroes or gods to legitimize their rule. City-states used myths to build pride and unity. Athens had Theseus, Crete had King Minos. These myths became part of a city's identity and were invaluable during war, tying conflicts to divine will or ancient prophecies. Children grew up with these stories, which taught them about bravery, cleverness, and loyalty. Boys admired heroes like Achilles, while girls looked up to goddesses like Athena. As they grew, they studied epic poetry and theater, deeply rooted in mythological themes. Art was another canvas for these stories. Greek artists told myths with paint, stone, and clay. Temples, like the Parthenon, depicted legendary tales. These works weren't just decorative, they were educational and inspirational, making mythology accessible even to those who couldn't read. Theater brought these stories to life. During religious festivals, especially those for Dionysus, people watched plays based on myths. Writers like Sophocles and Euripides deepened familiar tales, exploring themes of fate, guilt, and justice. Each city-state had its own myths, creating a sense of belonging. Whether from Athens, Thebes, or Sparta, people felt connected to their local heroes and gods, fostering ancient hometown pride. Mythology touched everyday life. Sailors made offerings to Poseidon before voyages. Farmers prayed to Demeter for good harvests. Families placed statues of Hermes at crossroads for protection. Myths were part of rituals at weddings, births, and funerals, and even influenced daily conversation. Greek myths didn't fade with the ancient world. They traveled, evolved, and lasted. The Romans adopted them, and artists and writers across centuries kept them alive. Even today, these stories echo in our language, literature, and psychology. So, myths weren't just stories. They were the lifeblood of a civilization. They helped the Greeks understand their world, pass on values, and remember who they were. And maybe that's why these tales have never really disappeared. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into Greek mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you next time.